Discovered by a retired drama professor at Catholic University of America during the pandemic.
Right now on Denver 7 News at 8 o'clock on Local 3, a water main break causes waist-deep flooding for a Denver neighborhood. The damage it's caused and how long cleanup could take.
Also giving the 16th Street Mall new life without hurting the businesses there. The effort's underway to support retailers downtown.
And the Nuggets continue their fight to stay alive in the NBA playoffs. A big finish to that game, but it will be a battle when they go back to California to face the Warriors. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Nicole Brady. Meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo here. I heard you go, woo! I don't know if that was for the Nuggets or the weather today, Lisa.
Both, I think. You're right. Yeah, I think they just want us to keep having to say must win. It's a must win, right?
Every game.
Because the next one definitely is. Yeah, we have right now what is going to be a pretty nice start to the week. Skies are clearing out a bit. We do have some snow down across parts of southeastern Colorado. Here in town, though, we're going to see a bit more sunshine within the next couple of hours. We've been in and out of some of the cloud cover here at Rocky Mountain National Park. The mountains picked up a good dose of snow. We saw another 3 to about 6 inches overnight, and that was a really snowy look there at Long's Peak. Now, it's going to be a cool start to the week. We'll be at about 60 this afternoon. Lower fire danger, which is nice. Some calmer conditions this week. It is going to heat up, though. We're going to be at about 80 degrees here in town by Wednesday. Today, a good 20 degrees below that. You're going to find upper 50s to near 60 here in Denver, Highlands Ranch, Castle Rock, some low to mid 50s and 40s in the mountains. Coming up, I'll show you just how much warmer it's going to get statewide here over the next few days. More summer-like than spring-like, Katie.
Ooh, I'm ready for that warmer weather. Thanks, Lisa. So we do have a pickup truck in the ditch on I-25 just approaching Thornton Parkway. You can see that here on our CDOT camera. It's not blocking any lanes, but you are seeing some slowdowns taking you to the map right now. It's that stop-and-go traffic approaching that accident on I-25 northbound, at least back to 84th Avenue at this time. And in terms of getting around it, you'll just have a little bit of a delay. And the previous crash here on I-225 caused a lot of headaches for drivers this morning with multiple lanes blocked at one time. All lanes are now open, so that drive on 225 southbound past Parker Road should improve dramatically quickly. On 270, continue to see some of that stop and go traffic, a usual thing this time of the morning, and to and from the mountains, roads are dry and drive times under 60 minutes.
Well, a Denver neighborhood is drying out, but it's going to be a long road ahead for homeowners after a water main break caused this major flooding on Sunday. Obviously, you can see flowing down the street and flowing right into people's homes in many cases. Denver 7's Christian Lopez joins us from the Berkeley neighborhood. Christian, repairs have been underway this morning, but we're learning this process could take weeks.
It could, and right now crews tell us that they are still working to drain the water main, and they're also dumping some rock material into that hole that's in the ground to prevent some erosion. And here's a closer look at that hole. This picture was shared by Denver Water this morning. We've also learned some new information about that pipe that caused the flooding in this area. Some areas had water that was waist deep, and Denver Water told the Denver Post that the pipe was 2 feet across and it was installed in the 1920s, so age could possibly be a factor in that break. And crews are waiting for this to be fully drained before they actually go in there to start making those repairs. This video you see here shows the moments the water first started rushing into the street here in the Berkeley neighborhood. That happened around 7 o'clock Sunday morning, and utility crews were not able to stop that flow for nearly 4 hours. But by that time, the damage was already done to several cars and houses. This cell phone video shows just how fast that water went into a basement. The homeowner says that he rushed in there to try to save his belongings.
I opened the garage door and it's just like this water rushed in. I knew something was wrong, and we just tried moving stuff up from the basement, just try to save what we could.
Denver Water went door to door to help people get the water pumped out of their homes, and the utility wants flood victims to work with their insurance and then file a claim with Denver Water directly.
Sometimes it ends up being a much bigger situation like we're seeing here today, but we're fully prepared to take care of it, get it fixed as quickly as possible, and work with this community and help them out with the inconvenience that they're dealing with here today.
And there have been a lot of people walking around the neighborhood this morning, and Denver Water does want to let the public know to please avoid this area because it is a safety hazard. And they'll be working with homeowners for several weeks to help them with the process and get this cleaned up as soon as possible. Live in Denver this morning, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
What a hassle. All right, thank you, Christian. Well, from flooding to fires, Colorado firefighters are getting the upper hand on several wildfires after a dry and windy weekend, and they're staying ready. In fact, you might notice some helicopters flying around the Denver metro this week. The Colorado Division of Fire Prevention and Control is hosting training exercises with the Colorado Army National Guard. They will be taking off from Vance Brand Municipal Airport and from Berkeley Space Force Base. Officials say the main goal of the exercise is to make sure crews have a realistic and comprehensive response when disaster strikes. Meanwhile, wildfires are burning across the country right now, especially in the Southwest. New Mexico's governor is signing emergency declarations as 20 wildfires continue to burn in nearly half of the state's counties. One emerged with a newer fire over the weekend, and that led to widespread evacuations in the northern part of the state. The fire has burned more than 53,000 acres, and it is only 12% contained. In Arizona, meanwhile, 2 large fires continue burning south of Prescott and another one northeast of Flagstaff. Authorities lifted some evacuations Sunday after they determined the Flagstaff area fire no longer posed a threat. But that fire has burned down 30 homes and 24 other structures since it began a week ago. And investigators in Nebraska say wind-driven wildfires killed a retired fire chief and injured at least 15 other firefighters. Investigators say the 66-year-old man died from the smoke and the flames. His vehicle was found off the road because of poor visibility from the smoke and the dust.
Construction on the 16th Street Mall is underway, and businesses are already feeling the effects of that, losing some customers because of all the work. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta joins us. And Veronica, Denver city councilors want to help these small business owners. Obviously, they're still recovering from the pandemic as well.
And the goal of this project is really to revitalize the area, get more people down on 16th Street Mall. But of course, the city officials don't want the small businesses here to have a negative impact because of that. And so that's why they are trying to help them. The Downtown Denver Partnership and Denver's Office of Economic Development and Opportunity, they're working on getting a contract approved that would give $3 million to the businesses in this area. We're talking restaurants, retail, hospitality, and personal care businesses that are a part of the mall. They would all be eligible for this. Those that want the help, they would have to make under $5 million in revenue each year. The help would kick off with a $2,000 mitigation grant and then a later stage stabilization grant that could be up to $15,000 depending on what these businesses' revenues look like. The help, as you can imagine, doesn't end there. For some businesses, the construction here will have to mean getting rid temporarily of their patios and railings as well. The Denver Downtown Partnership will help them not only remove those, but also store them if they need. City Council set to discuss all of this during a meeting today, and of course, we'll keep you updated on how that goes. In Denver, I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Thank you, Veronica. Well, for the first time since the Russia-Ukraine war began, U.S. officials are meeting face-to-face with Ukraine's president. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced the Biden administration approved the sale of $165 million in ammunition to Ukraine. They say the White House also approved $300 million in foreign military funding. Also starting today, you can apply to sponsor Ukrainian refugees through the Department of Homeland Security. Ukrainians with permission to travel to the U.S. under the Uniting for Ukraine program will undergo a streamlined approval process, and that will allow them to live and work here for up to 2 years. A Colorado man just got back from Ukraine, and he is already planning a return trip there. Aiden Sinclair is a retired Marine and currently works as a magician at the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park. Well, he donated every penny his magic show brought in over the last 2 months, even maxed out his credit cards to buy medical supplies and body armor for those fighting in Ukraine. And he flew to Poland and crossed the border into Ukraine himself to deliver everything. While Sinclair's background as a Marine certainly helped, he also used some of his magic skills to entertain and calm some refugee children on the train back to Poland.
The Nuggets weren't ready for an early playoffs exit. They got a last-second win at Ball Arena yesterday, forcing Game 5 against the Golden State Warriors. Now, the Warriors had it tied up with less than 40 seconds to go, but then Monte Morris got this shot to give the Nuggets the lead, and Will Barton sunk a three-pointer with just seconds left to win. Final score 126-121.
I'm just so proud of our guys, man. The thing that was keeping me up at night, aside from my daughters going to a prom, was just I didn't want to get swept. I did not want to get swept. You know, there's something about getting swept that just eats at you at your core. So I'm thrilled that we're still alive. We're not satisfied, but we can regroup and head out to San Francisco and try to find a way.
The series heads back to San Francisco for Game 5 Wednesday night at 8.
A global effort to boost beer sales while doing good for the environment. The Denver-born initiative that is now going worldwide.
And as summer travel spikes, we're helping you stay comfortable on your getaway, how to secure your preferred seat on the plane.